Welcome back to Fast Market here on the Schwab Network. It's time for our cash tag segment. For that, let's bring in Andy Swan. He's a co-founder at LikeFolio. Welcome back to the show, Andy.
Thank you. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you. We're seeing the trade desk. We cover this with you occasionally on the digital ad spend. We were expecting a bit of a pullback in digital ad spend last year into 2023. That never materialized. They saw slower growth, but at the same time, it seems like the trade desk is actually taking market share within this space.
Yeah, the trade desk is really in a perfect spot. This is one of those companies that we've been bullish on for a long time and have a very, very strong outlook for going for the next 3 to 5 years. Just in a really good spot, because when you think about it, it's really a 1, 2, 3 punch. Is number one, are more people going to be moving to streaming or going to be moving to cable or traditional outlets? I think the obvious answer there is streaming, and that is accelerating. Number two is, where are the ad dollars going to flow? There's a gap right now. Advertisers are still spending more money per viewer on legacy platforms than on streaming platforms. We see that gap continue to close. We think that where the consumer eyeball goes, the ad dollars necessarily will flow. And so more ad dollars will be moving into streaming as well. And then the third is, who is positioned best to take advantage of that? And it's clearly, to us, the trade desk. They have the ultimate technology. They have the highest levels of consumer happiness. They have the highest levels of web growth among peers. This is the one company that gets in the way between advertiser and viewer in the best, most productive, highest ROI fashion that gives the viewer the best ads. You're going to see ads. They might as well be relevant to you. Gives the advertiser the best viewer to show those ads to increase their ROI. That's what the trade desk does. They do it 15 million times per second, and they are doing it better than anybody else. And so if you believe that streaming will continue to be the future, if you believe that ad dollars will continue to flow to streaming, then finding the best of the bunch is pretty easy. It's trade desk, and that means likely higher share prices well into the future.
Andy, every agency, every brand, every large company, their biggest fear is spending money on advertising and not having it work or missing its target, right? And this company helps them hit the target. It's a cloud-based company that links up advertising dollars with the advertisers. And you know what? I'll give you the most impressive stat about this company. As they've grown, as they've gotten bigger, and as they've implanted themselves in this $1 trillion market, which is advertising, they've always been profitable, Andy. There's something we don't talk about. Look at their earnings per share. They're always profitable.
Yeah, it's truly remarkable. And the other thing I would add to that is, this is one of those companies that the more customers they get, so the more advertisers they get, the more content partners they get, the more customers they get, the better their product is, because they're learning from all of those interactions. They're learning what works, on a millisecond basis for each and every viewer in their audience. Their audience knowledge base grows, their understanding of each viewer, their understanding of each advertiser grows. They've implemented some really smart artificial intelligence technology layer on top of all this. This is one of those companies where the bigger it gets, the better it gets. And that's not necessarily true for most companies in the world. A lot of times we see companies grow too fast and they can't keep up with it and they disappoint their customers. With the trade desk, it's actually the exact opposite.
Andy, I wanted to talk a little bit about the competitors in this space. I think you've got a chart with Adobe listed on there, Perry, Google, Alphabet. I know Disney just announced that they're selling ads through Google, Alphabet, and the Trade Desk's platform also. Is this one of those stocks that, especially going into a year where we've got some political things happening, where we're going to have the election at the end of the year, that typically means that ad spending kind of ramps up? Is this where Trade Desk has that angle where they can continue to outperform if they create these partnerships and they're taking market share away from their competitors?
Yeah, the bottom line is, ad dollars are going to flow where ad dollars are most effective, and that's that's going to be consistently true for a very long time, if not forever. And the Trade Desk so far shows that when they go head to head, even with Google, even with Adobe, they are able to provide most advertisers a superior ROI and most content providers a good experience for their viewers, which is key. We see Netflix going to ad-supported. We're going to see more and more of these premium services have an ad-supported tier, which we haven't even talked about really in terms of the Trade Desk. That's another enormous opportunity for this company. So it's not just streaming, but it's also ad-supported streaming that is growing at a considerable clip. And so, until Trade Desk's technology gets eclipsed by someone else, they're going to win a bulk of the pie, and that pie is growing very, very quickly.
Andy, real quick here before I let you go, is the Trade Desk, are they taking market share away from the traditional advertising giants within this space, whether it's WPP, and that's a global brand, or some of these others where, hey, if you want to put ad dollars to work, you just go to the Trade Desk. You don't need to go through these other traditional advertisers, right?
Yeah, I think that would be an interesting question for the CEO. I think that they have a pretty balanced beam approach to answering that, because I think a lot of those ad platforms and agencies are strong partners of the Trade Desk, but the Trade Desk is slowly, whittling out that kind of middleman value proposition via the technology that they offer, via the AI interface that they have. They have almost a direct to platform advertising model that is developing, but I think that that's a little ways away. I think they still have very strong partnerships, and will probably continue to have a symbiotic relationship with a lot of those legacy players.
All right, great stuff, great data as always, Andy. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, that's Andy Swan, co-founder at LikeFolio, breaking down positive data.
The question is, do they make content?
No, wow, they're just the platform.
They're the conduit, right?
Yeah. And
so,
all that data
you are
that
going to
they
need advertisers. If
Yeah.
someone like a Burnett or someone like that to make the content, and then that relationship, so
where they can target it through their platform,
Exactly.
TTD's platform. But Kev, it's